In Chapter 1 of our Bonds course, we touched upon the security of your money back when investing in a bond. As we saw, the probability of a bond issuer defaulting on their debt is their credit rating. In this chapter, we take a closer look at the certainty of getting your money back if the bond issuer faces financial distress. As a bond investor, your level of security will depend on the type of bond that you've invested in. In the case of the issuer defaults, you might get some or all of your investment back if there are sufficient assets left. Let's begin with taking a look at the overall security structure of a typical corporation. We'll do this by looking at the order in which losses are borne. The first group that will absorb losses if a corporation falls into financial distress are the shareholders. Next in line come the investors who've invested in so-called subordinated loan capital. This covers a variety of bonds, and we'll take a closer look at that in a moment. Then come the simple claims. These cover most normal bond issues. These are bonds with no special conditions attached, or those that have a senior rank relative to other bond issues. Finally, we have bonds that are backed by collateral in specific assets. In theory, this can be any kind of asset, and examples may include machinery, intellectual property, or cash. Bonds that fall into the category of subordinated loan capital may have several clauses and options attached to them. This is especially the case for bonds that have been issued by financial institutions. In some cases, these issuers have the option, or may be forced by the financial supervisory authorities, to weaken the position of the investor before financial distress occurs. As a result, the bond may have been converted to equity, which changes it to a first-line loss absorber. Or the principal amount of the bond may simply have been reduced, meaning that the investor will not get as much money back when the bond is repaid. Options and clauses are not solely limited to subordinated loan capital, however. They may also apply to other types of bond, and they may give the issuer the right to deviate from the coupon stated, convert the bond into stocks, or make a write-down on the principal amount in case certain predefined events or conditions occur. An issuer may also have the right to redeem the bond early at predefined dates and prices. This is termed a call. And some bonds may not have a maturity date. These bonds are called perpetuals or hybrids. If a bond does not have a maturity date, the bond will never expire if the issuer never exercises its right to call the bond. If a bond passes a call date, this may also affect the coupon. For example, a fixed-rate bond can be changed to a floating-rate bond based on certain criteria relating to regulatory or ratings events. For every bond that's issued, you will always be able to find a full overview of clauses and options in the prospectus. In most cases, the prospectus of a bond can be found on the issuer's investor relations website.